The Janitor's Secret. The hospital's fluorescent lights buzzed faintly, casting a sterile glow over the linoleum floors that Jamal Carter mopped with rhythmic precision. At 62, his broad shoulders still carried the strength of his younger days, though his hands bore the calluses of decades spent cleaning floors, emptying trash cans, and fading into the background of St. Mary's Medical Center. To the bustling doctors and nurses, Jamal was just the janitor, a quiet, unassuming figure who kept the hallways spotless. But to 7-year-old Lily Thompson, he was Mr. J, the man who sneaked her extra cookies from the cafeteria and listened to her chatter about her favorite superheroes. Tonight, though, Lily wasn't smiling. Her small figure darted through the corridor, her sneakers squeaking against the freshly mopped floor, her face streaked with tears. "Mr. J," she sobbed, crashing into his legs. "They beat my mom. She's dying." Jamal dropped his mop, the clatter echoing in the quiet hall. He knelt to meet Lily's wide, terrified eyes. Her words tumbled out in a frantic rush. Her mother, Sarah, had been attacked on her way home from work, mugged and left bleeding in an alley. The doctors were working on her now, but Lily had overheard whispers of critical condition and not much time. Jamal's heart clenched. He knew Sarah, a single mother who worked double shifts at a diner to keep Lily in school supplies and sparkly sneakers. She always greeted him with a tired but genuine smile when she visited the hospital for Lily's checkups. "Stay here, sweetheart," he said softly, guiding Lily to a bench. "I'm going to see what I can do." The hospital was a hive of controlled chaos, nurses rushing, monitors beeping, and the CEO, Dr. Margaret Hensley, barking orders about resource allocation. Jamal hesitated. He was just a janitor. What could he do? But Lily's trembling hands clutching his sleeve stirred something deep within him, a memory of his own past, long buried. He approached the nurse's station where a harried nurse barely glanced up. "Sir, unless it's an emergency, I can't," she began, but Jamal's calm, steady voice cut through. "It's about Sarah Thompson. I need to know her status." The nurse sighed, checking her chart. "She's in surgery, but it's touch and go. Severe internal bleeding. We're short on specialists tonight." Jamal's mind raced. He wasn't just a janitor, not always. 30 years ago, he'd been Dr. Jamal Carter, a trauma surgeon with a gift for saving lives others deemed lost. A single mistake during a high-profile surgery, a patient who didn't make it, and a lawsuit had stripped him of his license, his confidence, and his identity. He'd chosen the quiet life of a janitor, hiding his skill behind a mop. But now Sarah's life hung in the balance, and Lily's tear-streaked face burned in his mind. He couldn't stay silent. Steeling himself, he approached Dr. Hensley, who was reviewing charts nearby. "Ma'am," he said, voice low but firm, "I can help with Sarah Thompson's surgery." Dr. Hensley's sharp gaze flicked up, her brow furrowing. "You're the janitor," she said, not unkindly but with clear skepticism. "What could you possibly do?" Jamal took a breath, the weight of his past pressing against his chest. "I was a trauma surgeon, board certified before I lost my license. I've handled cases like hers. Please let me try." The CEO stared, her expression a mix of disbelief and curiosity. The head surgeon, Dr. Patel, overheard and scoffed. "A janitor? This is a hospital, not a stage for fairy tales." But Lily's desperate cry echoed in Jamal's ears, and he pressed on. "Check my records, Dr. Jamal Carter, class of '89, Johns Hopkins. I know the procedure she needs, a splenectomy with vascular repair. I can do it." Dr. Hensley hesitated, then pulled up his file on her tablet. Her eyes widened as she read. Licensure, accolades, then the revocation. She looked at Jamal, seeing not just the janitor but the man who'd once saved countless lives. "You're unlicensed," she said. "If we let you in, it's my career on the line." Jamal met her gaze. "And if you don't, it's Sarah's life. I'm not asking for glory. I'm asking to save a mother for her little girl." Something in his quiet conviction swayed her. Against Dr. Patel's protest, she nodded. "You assist only." Patel leads. In the operating room, the air was thick with tension. Sarah lay pale and still, her vitals faltering. Dr. Patel moved with precision, but as he struggled to locate the source of the bleeding, Jamal's trained eye caught a subtle tear in the splenic artery, a detail even the monitors hadn't flagged. "There," he said, pointing. "You're missing the secondary bleed." Patel bristled but followed Jamal's lead, and together they stabilized the artery. Jamal's hands, steady despite years away from the scalpel, guided the tools with a surgeon's instinct. The room watched in stunned silence as the janitor became the linchpin of the operation. Hours later, Sarah's vitals steadied. She would make it. Word spread like wildfire through the hospital. The janitor was a surgeon? Nurses whispered in awe. Doctors exchanged uneasy glances. By morning, Sarah was in recovery, and Lily clung to Jamal's hand, her tears now ones of relief. "You saved my mom," she whispered, hugging him tightly. Jamal's throat tightened. He hadn't just saved Sarah. He'd reclaimed a piece of himself he thought was gone forever. Dr. Hensley called him to her office later that day. "You broke every protocol," she said, but her tone held respect. "You also saved a life. Why didn't you tell anyone who you were?" Jamal shrugged, his eyes distant. "I failed once. Thought it was better to stay invisible." She leaned forward. "You're not invisible anymore. We're reinstating your privileges, on probation. This hospital needs you." As Jamal walked the halls that evening, no longer just the janitor but Dr. Carter once more, he passed Lily and Sarah's room. Sarah, weak but awake, mouthed a tearful "thank you." Lily ran to him, slipping a folded drawing into his hand, a crayon sketch of a superhero in a janitor's uniform, saving a woman in a hospital bed. "That's you, Mr. J," she said, beaming. Jamal's eyes welled up. He'd spent years believing his worth lay in the shadows. But one little girl's faith and one desperate moment had shown him otherwise. The hospital buzzed with the story of the janitor who'd shocked everyone. But for Jamal, the real miracle was simpler. He'd given a mother back to her daughter. He tucked Lily's drawing into his pocket, a reminder that kindness and courage could rewrite even the most broken stories. As he mopped the floor that night, his heart was lighter than it had been in decades. Sometimes he realized the greatest acts of heroism don't come from capes or titles, but from the quiet choice to step forward when someone needs you most.